7,900.
Good evening and welcome to Zions Bank Stadium. Spencer Warren, I'm Landon Southwick. Thanks for tuning in tonight on ESPN Plus for this Western Conference matchup between the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC and the Real Monarchs. Spence, both teams coming off losses on the weekend. Both teams trying to figure out their footing, trying to find some goals, and try to lock down defensively. What are we going to expect to see tonight from these sides?
I think it's going to be a really tight affair tonight. There's not a ton of goals that have been scored on this pitch tonight. Obviously, the Switchbacks FC are a little bit lower in the league right now, looking to get back to winning ways for Monarchs as well.
Both teams with interim head coaches, so situations maybe not perfect or even ideal for either side, and a lot of missing players. Monarch side fielding 6 starting players from Real Salt Lake, so a different side, a side that we've never seen before.
Yeah, a lot of players have left with going abroad and playing on different teams. This is a massive opportunity, not only for the coaches, maybe to get a head coaching role, but players getting a fresh start as well under these interim coaches.
Let's check out the standings in the Western Conference and see where both teams, Monarchs just inside the top 10 in the playoff picture. 19 games played, 28 points, just out of 6th place with a win tonight or even a draw tonight, putting them in that 29-point. Colorado sitting in 16th. Switchbacks FC 6-13-2. We're going to take a quick break here and be back with starting lineups before we kick this one off. America First Credit Union, ensuring the financial health of local families and businesses for 80 years. Tonight's match is presented by Steward Healthcare. Steward, world-class healthcare where you live. Visit steward.org. Mountain America, start preparing for your future today with Picture Perfect savings accounts from Mountain America. They offer term deposits, youth accounts, retirement savings, and more. Visit macu.com. For banking that always puts the best team on the pitch, Zions Bank is for you.
A lot can happen when your sidekick is a dog.
I got this.
That's why you use Zelle in the Mountain America app. It makes sending and receiving money fast and easy, so Kicker and I can keep the adventure going.
Zelle is now in the Mountain America mobile app. Quickly send and receive money from almost anyone with a bank account in the U.S.
Kicker, my sleeping bag.
I've got this.
All with the convenience and security of the Mountain America app.
Welcome back to the beautiful Zions Bank Stadium in Harriman, Utah, catching a picture of the Western Ochre Mountains out west of the stadium. Spence, we're about to get underway. Let's check out starting lineup, starting with the visitors.
Strong lineup, obviously. They're looking to get back to winning ways, but it's more of a 4-4-2. I'm looking for a lot of speed from Hundley and Malcolm out wide, but the captain, Jordan Burt, really is the danger man. 5 goals in the season so far.
And then let's check out the Monarchs and the side they put out. Like I mentioned, 6 guys with RSL ties in the starting lineup.
Huge opportunity for Luis Arriaga, number 26, playing that number 10 role as he looks to try and gain a few more minutes with Real Salt Lake. He's got to impress a little bit more down with the Monarchs.
But some strong players and some guys that are very capable of doing things. Luke Mulholland is one that people always key in on. An English player.
Yes.
That's fair to say.
Absolutely.
First off, no. And a guy that's very capable. He started in the midfield, spent many games playing for Real Salt Lake and looking very efficient in the midfield. Had an injury in the back, on his back, and really has struggled maybe to come back into complete form tonight, looking to get some minutes and get back in the flow of things.
That's the wonderful thing about having Monarchs here, is that your first team players can drop down and get some valuable match time underneath their legs. So when they are called upon, they can go straight into the first team.
Our officials for tonight's match: David Berry, Seth Martin, Joshua Humes, and Joshua Mills is our 4th official tonight. So you're seeing the crowd starting to fill in tonight on this beautiful Friday evening. The only game in USL action happening tonight here at Zions Bank Stadium. I'd like to welcome all those of you tuning in tonight, especially those in Colorado Springs, our wonderful neighbors, Rocky Mountain friends.
Rocky Mountain Cup Part 2.
Both teams are getting out and ready to go. Monarchs are going to be in their all blue or all cobalt kits. Colorado Springs in their whites, white head to toe. As both teams are getting out on the field, sun slowly setting in the western sky.
That'll do us a huge favor, Landon.
Monarchs with the 8-7-4 record on the season. Colorado Springs with the 6-13-2 record, sitting on 20 points. Like we mentioned, both teams with interim head coaches. And Spence, that's not one of those situations that is ideal. It's one of those where you're trying to figure out what's going on maybe a little bit, trying to get that new head coach. So hopefully action going on in the front office, but a situation for players sometimes of uncertainty.
Yes, absolutely. You know, everybody's playing for their future right now. There's also an opportunity for the Monarchs. They've got 2 or 3 games in hand above teams above them. This is an opportunity for them really to start closing that gap and solidify that playoff place.
And we're underway here at Zions Bank Stadium. Monarchs are going to be moving from right to left or north to south. Mulholland going to get a big switch there. Over to Hasso. Hasso, an Academy product. A little high pressure there. And opened up by the Monarchs. Arriaga playing in that attacking mid position tonight for the Monarchs. Really his first time getting a good shot there. Normally something you would see from Michael Chang, but he's on the bench tonight with 5 other players for this Monarch side.
Yeah, massive opportunity for him. There is a lot of hype about this young man. And it's been absolutely right that he gets that kind of praise. But he's got to start proving it in the USL standard. So when he does jump up to Major League Soccer, he is fully prepared for the rigors of full 90-minute soccer.
Switchbacks FC with it along their back line. Played forward, trying to find Malcolm, settled by Noah Powder. Powder's one of those young veterans in this league, having played over 100 games in the USL, still in his early 20s. Tate Schmidt trying to open up. Palma on the left side. Palma could not get there. And an errant pass from Schmidt.
Ball just a little bit overcooked there, Landon, and obviously on this turf, it'll skid after that was watered down earlier in the evening.
Throw-in coming for this Monarch side. Back to Kalen Ryden wearing the captain's armband for the Monarchs tonight. Joshua Burtz wearing the captain's armband for the Switchbacks FC. Heavy touch there from Palma. Palmer's going to try to battle to get it back. Malcolm, though, is going to run up the right side. Almost taken away by Palma. Kept in, it looked like, nope, flags up here on the near side. And he'll flag momentarily for a corner, but it'll be a goal kick. It looks like Palma's getting a warning from the center referee that he needs to be careful in those advanced situations, sticking his foot in.
Good break down the right-hand side by Switchbacks FC, and that just proves some of the pace that they do have out wide. Monarchs are definitely going to have to double up at some point with Powder and Palmer on the left-hand side to make sure they're tracking the runs.
You can see the pressure that Colorado Springs is trying to put on as they attack heavy with D-Wig up top, putting pressure, trying to cut off the passing lanes for the center backs of the Monarchs. Powder playing it forward, trying to find Herman. He's going to race things down, tries to get there. It'll be shielded out.
No altitude to worry about for the opposing team tonight, obviously coming over from Colorado. This is should be an even playing field, so to speak, fitness-wise.
And that's one of those things that many teams struggle when they come into Zions Bank Stadium, but nothing like Colorado Springs and the high altitude there. So a pretty even place. Another thing to note for both these sides, Colorado Springs spent their preseason here at Zions Bank Stadium in the big box next door playing. So they've been here, they've trained on these fields, they've played on these fields, and really an opportunity. They played well here. Colorado moving forward. Ryden's going to chase it down. Ryden's going to go to ground and play it out for a Switchbacks FC throw-in. 4th minute of play, still scoreless. Neither team yet to find an opportunity. Malcolm tries to turn. Monarchs playing a little touch there. Mulholland will play it forward. Herman heads it back to Arriaga. Schmidt, he'll open up going forward. Ball taken away by Burt, the captain. Arriaga trying to get around Burt. Wrapped up, though. Portillo is going to slow it up. Ball will go backwards. Powder to Mulholland. Mulholland with an outside of the foot pass. Trying to find Palma. Monarchs with more of the share of possession, but you're seeing the high line that Colorado Springs is trying to apply, and those diagonal balls are just going to be what opens up that space.
Yeah, the counter press is definitely in, and you've just seen it just there. The counter press is in full effect right now for Switchbacks.
One of those things you can't be doing is what Tate Schmidt just did there. Dribbling too much is going to put you in tough positions. Palma, as the ball's going to come up onto the roof right above us.
Gets it out of the stadium. Nice. 2 points.
Is that like Aussie rules football? I went to my first game last week, so.
Awesome.
It's incredible. Whole different sport. Ryden. Diagonal ball into the midfield to Arriaga, trying to find Herman. Cut off, though. Then pushed wide. Out wide to Schmidt. Schmidt's got a player in front of him. He's going to attack in. Finds Hasso. Hasso on top of the 18. Nice ball wide in, but pushed away and all the way back to the keeper, Rodriguez.
Good build-up by Monarchs there. Nice one-touch football. Trying to play the game the right way. It looks like Switchbacks are also trying to play some good soccer as well. I'm intrigued to see how this goes for the next 5-10 minutes to see who starts to really dominate.
Both teams look to be just feeling each other out so far.
Certainly does look like less of a 4-4-2 from Switchbacks. It doesn't look like they've got 3 centre-backs to play in the wing-backs, which is a little bit interesting.
Something will play there, putting a lot of pressure in that midfield. Here's an opportunity going forward. Romero inside the box. Ryden's there. Going down is D-Wing.
Keep the ball moving.
Cut in, played in the box, and wrangled by Putna.
Great hands by the goalkeeper there.
Andrew Putna able to clean up, as you're going to see a replay look at that one. Just kind of a dangerous ball coming back across the 6, but he was able to collect. Mulholland. He's going to quickly try to go forward with a longer pass. Finds Schmidt.
Doing, back more, doing.
We'll go backwards.
Doing.
Portillo. Out wide to Palma. Palma struggles to judge where that one was. Kind of an awkward one. Needed to maybe come forward.
Lost that a little bit in the sun on that side right now. When that sun eventually goes down behind the mountains.
It's going to be
Expected to judge that.
a throw-in as shown by the AR here on the near side. A throw-in for Switchbacks FC.
Feet, Yarrow, feet.
Tonight's a four corners cup matchup. Monarchs looking to move into first place. If they're able to get all four, or all three, excuse me. Whew. Now I'm really switching how many points you get for a victory.
Still back in Australia.
Yeah, apparently. Yarrow's gonna come to take this one. He'll throw it on this near side.
Schweitz is going. Sit, Jordy. Sit, Jordy. Schweitz is going. Central.
Trying to find Malcolm. Cut off by the Monarchs.
Abdul.
And they'll play it forward. There's where you miss the likes of a Douglas Martinez. Martinez does a wonderful job at hold-up play. Herman's got his work cut out for him tonight. Up top.
Early.
Yeah, he's a little bit shorter. He's a you know,
A
good
little
prospect. He's a little bit shorter than Dougie Martinez, but you know he's a good forward, very mobile. So they're gonna have to switch their play of how they're gonna do that. They need to work into the channels a little bit more to play to his strengths.
Douglas Martinez away with the U23s of Panama in the Pan American Games. He's still staying on fire after having a successful June here for the Monarchs. Headed off with the Panamanian team, scored a goal against Jamaica in a victory there, and looks to have some success in the Pan American Games, so we'll have to keep an eye on him. Ricardo Avila sadly was supposed to be there as well, but unfortunately down with an injury and still out. Another guy missing from the Monarchs lineup tonight, Jack Blake. Jack Blake serving a yellow card accumulation. Got his fifth. Is out of the match tonight. The captain, the guy that you miss having on the pitch.
Absolutely.
Tonight's a pups on the pitch night. Not on the pitch, maybe at the pitch. We don't want another Rio Tinto incident. That was a cat, though. So.
Yeah, well, we had the duck the season before, so you know.
Duck, cat, maybe a dog at Zions Bank Stadium.
It would be quite apt. The zoo.
It'd be fitting for the organization. Mulholland's gonna get it back.
Middle, Schweitz. Well done, Schweitz. Come on, second one.
Schweitzer able to cut that off.
Second.
Palma gets stuck. He's gonna lose it to Malcolm. Ball inside, Romero unable to collect at his feet, but a good-looking ball into him and a promising opportunity that was almost for the Switchbacks FC.
Just the one goal for Romero this season. He was almost in on goal, made a great run, just didn't read the pass quite how he'd like, and it goes through his legs and out for a goal kick.
Runs.
Ryden, big ball coming here, trying to find Tate Schmidt. Cut off by the back line of the Switchbacks. Burt, he'll open it up wide. Find Hunley. Matt Hunley will play it back to Rodriguez. And then forward to Reeves.
Come on, do it.
Out wide to Yarrow. Malcolm takes a touch too long and stripped away from him by Powder. Or Portillo, excuse me.
Up.
Little simple touches from the Monarchs.
Yes.
Powder's going to get it out wide, just crossing the midfield line.
Going, right there.
He'll go forward.
Easy. Squeeze.
Sun's kind of at its almost going over the mountains here.
Just found a good angle.
Mulholland to Ryden, and Ryden's going to be cut off by Schweitzer. Schweitzer caught more of the player than the ball. It'll be a foul just inside the Monarchs' half.
But again, this is a testament to the great pressure from Switchbacks so far. They are not allowing the center backs to have any time on the ball. They are putting some great pressure on them.
And something you like so far from this Switchback side, they're not going to come in and just sit in. And that's something we see oftentimes against this Monarch side. Come and sit in and see what you can do. They're applying lots of pressure with multiple players. The Monarchs can hit some passes, though. That becomes dangerous. As we see an errant pass. You can hear some drums here at Zions Bank Stadium. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the finest leagues in the world since 1947. Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. That's selectsportamerica.com. Day turns to night here at Zions Bank Stadium. The sun has set here in the 14th minute of play, still scoreless. Powder to Portillo. Over to Holtz. Holtz, a guy that the Monarchs saw early on in the season and was promising. A guy that played well on the back line as Palma's going to get opened up here on the near side. Palma's going to run at the defense. Nutmeg into Herman. Herman trying to lay it off to Arriaga, but defended well by the Switchbacks FC. Malcolm's going to open it up. Opportunity there, Burt. Burt's pass is going to be cut off nicely by Hasso. One of those RSL Academy products.
Hasso makes me feel very old, Landon. He's born in 2000, so I'm starting to feel super old as a soccer fan.
Advantage played. I was not quite sure if that was going to be called or what. Looked pretty obvious from Schweitzer, but advantage played by our center referee. Ball put inside the box over the head of Herman and headed away by Yarrow. It'll be a throw-in for the Monarchs.
We've seen a good couple of pieces of play now. One with the Monarchs trying to move the ball around just outside the area, getting the ball into the area, and then you see the counter-attacking prowess of Switchbacks. Very quick on the break, that counter-attack through Shane Malcolm.
Put in the box. Herman's battling nicely, but the flag wasn't up. It's going to be a foul called by our center referee, and it'll be a reset for Switchbacks FC as you'll get a replay look at that one. It was last touched by the Monarchs. 15th minute of play.
Move again, Bert. Move again, Bert.
Goal kick coming from Rodriguez.
Come on, ref. Give me play, man.
Here, a comment from the bench from Matt Glazer. Trying to get things started quickly. Ball's high. Tate Schmidt is going to win that nice header over to Arriaga. Back out wide to Schmidt. Monarch's going to try to open things up. Palma back to Powder. Arriaga trying to find Herman inside the box. Coming off his line is Rodriguez. But that's what you like to see for the Monarchs, trying to find that run. They've tried to play the ball up over top, and obviously seeing that the height advantage is not there, that may not be the smartest play. Mulholland, center circle, plays it out wide to Hasso. In finding Schmidt, headed to Portillo. Mulholland's gonna get the return pass. He's gonna keep it in, plays it, tries to play it inside the box, and the Monarchs are gonna win their first corner of the game. Corner kick coming for the Monarchs. Noah Powder's gonna trot out to take the corner. He's a guy that's capable of putting in a nice ball. He's a guy that's capable of taking free kicks as well. Scored on a beautiful free kick earlier in the season. Another guy that scored on a phenomenal free kick, actually against Colorado Springs, was Justin Portillo. There's going to be some conversation down inside the box.
Referee just wants to make sure there's not too much pulling and shoving.
The given, right? First corner kick coming for the Monarchs. Noah Powder plays it in near post. Flicked across from Palma. Almost finding Tate Schmitz on the back post, but a nice flick there from Palma. As you're gonna get a replay look at this one.
Great move by Ryden just to open that up, and Palma just spins away, gets a nice glancing header on there, just not quite enough on it to put it on the far post.
Schweitzer. Out wide to Reeves. Open up by Burt. And Yarrow's going to play it forward.
No, not him.
As Romero ran onto that. If he would have left it, Burt might have had an opportunity, as Burt was making a nice run there. As he showed his frustration with Romero by pushing him.
Yeah, good soccer brain. You can tell already. This is only the second time I've watched Burt, but he's a good player, and you can tell why he's the captain. Very, very influential.
Those guys, it's a great leader and been a consistent for this Switchbacks FC team. Schmidt able to keep it in. He'll play it inside the box, trying to find Palma, who cut in instead of staying out wide. Ball goes over his head, and Yarrow will let it roll. Throw in deep in the corner for Switchbacks FC. Malcolm. Malcolm goes down under the challenge of Powder. It'll be a free kick for the Switchbacks.
A little bit frustrating there, Landon. Good position for Monarchs. Really putting pressure on Switchbacks FC's back line there, and they just give up a cheap foul.
One of those things you need to do is when you're in a situation like that, back's facing, or he's facing his own goal, let him kind of try to dance. If he can open up, no need to foul in a situation like that and give up maybe an opportunity to apply some more pressure. Holt's gonna rise up, he'll win the header. Portillo with the second one, played on to Herman, trying to get forward. Reeves and Herman collide pretty strongly. Both are up and moving though.
But that's what Herman's looking for, just that little flick on into space, and you can see that he's very, very hungry and you know, quick to react on that.
His first start here for this Monarch side, 5th game. Nice turn there, opportunity. Ryden clears it though. Good touch there by Schmidt. He's able to settle.
Drop down chin, drop down chin.
Trying to find space to open it up. He runs at the defense. Doesn't have a lot in front of him. Still with it at his feet and dispossessed. Something I mentioned earlier, you can't be dribbling that much, but him there, maybe he had a little more space. Got one too many though on the final touch there. All out wide to Powder. Powder inside the box, cleared away temporarily. Palma shot, pushed over. Palma had the bend and everything, and Rodriguez stepped up to the challenge to push it wide.
Great effort by the young Honduran, but a great save just to match it. Just a great sequence of play by both players.
Might have slipped under the bar as the Monarchs will get their second corner kick of the night, but a beautiful save by Rodriguez. Good job to be there and paying attention enough to get his fingertips on that one. Powder. Keep an eye on Holt and Ryden just above the PK spot. Ball's gonna go in, headed away, but not completely. Shot inside the box by Portillo. And not a bad idea putting it in traffic, especially right off a corner kick.
And you know, with Justin Portillo, he's got the ability to strike a ball incredibly cleanly, particularly through traffic as well, maybe looking for a slight deflection here and there to maybe confuse Rodriguez in goal, but just goes wide of the far post. And Switchbacks will look to build again.
Powder goes up, Malcolm goes under him, and it'll be a foul given to the Monarchs.
Up, up, up.
Holtz gonna take it across the midfield stripe. Finds it into Mulholland.
Dale, 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 dale. Come on, Cesar. Dale, Cesar. Up, doing up.
Portillo slotted inside, in between the center backs. Holtz gonna try a diagonal ball. Finds Mulholland to Arriaga. Arriaga's gonna get it back. Arriaga picks up his head off the woodwork. A beautiful looking shot there. Denied by the crossbar though.
Gets the ball, opens his body up, and that short back lift got a ton of power in there, and that comes crashing off the crossbar.
Runners inside the box. Palma puts it in back stick, headed towards Palma, and Palma doesn't get a touch on it. It goes out for a corner kick. Should get a replay look at that one. Had the dive, but just not enough to get it under the crossbar. If he was playing crossbar challenge, 1-0.
Game over.
Not the name of the game, though. Crossbar challenge with Dunny. Long in the past, though, huh?
Long in the past.
2006, 2007, maybe?
He's 42 now. I'm sure he doesn't got the power in the leg anymore.
Love you, Brian Dunseth.
I'll see him tomorrow. He's going to give me, he'll pinch Chinese bun.
Third corner inside the box, headed away. Portillo's going to take an opportunity again, and he knew once it came off his foot, he was not angled towards goal.
Nice idea again. All the pressure is coming from Monarchs right now. But I have, again, been very, very impressed with defensively how Switchbacks have lined up so far.
Rodriguez. Tune into the ESPN News on August 7th at 7 p.m. for Wednesday Night Soccer, featuring two sides fighting to get back above the playoff line. Sacramento Republic FC hosts Las Vegas Lights FC as the playoff battle heats up with a critical 3 points on the line. See all the action August 7th at 7 p.m. on Wednesday Night Soccer on ESPN News. Pushed away by the Monarchs. Ball out wide, and Herman's gonna chase it down. And a foot race with Ish. Portillo. All the way back to Holtz. Possession so far, 66-34 Monarchs. They've had the better of the opportunities. Hitting the crossbar, and a beautiful save by Rodriguez to deny the Monarchs the early lead. Powder cuts inside, trying to find Arriaga and those pink boots, but denied. Romero. He's gonna go forward, defended by Ryden. Ryden does a good job to poke that one away. And out for a throw in.
Interesting, you can hear the mics there that the interim coach for Switchbacks wants his winger, Malcolm, to cut inside rather than go on the outside.
Oh, ball inside. And a beautiful sliding challenge there by Mulholland. Malcolm had watermelons for eyes because he saw a goal right in front of him, but taken nicely away by Mulholland.
Back heel by doing, just completely took two Monarchs players out. Great move by the Switchbacks forward.
Schmidt trying to go at Ish. He's able to keep it in the corner. It'll be a throw-in for Switchbacks FC. But yeah, that back heel was a thing of beauty. Probably Colorado's best opportunity, even though there was not a goal. Or a shot on goal, excuse me. 27th minute. Still scoreless here at Zions Bank Stadium. This Western Conference matchup here on ESPN+. Schweitzer. Cut off by Ryden. Look at a nice little touch there. Arriaga. Some colorful boots for the Monarch side. Lime green, pink, blue, orange. Palma. Mulholland. Mulholland playing his third game for this Monarch side. Like I mentioned, coming back from a back injury. And a guy that is very capable of being really efficient as the offside flag up is on the far side. He's a guy that's done really well and played at this level before. Came from Tampa Bay.
Rowdies,
yeah, came from the Rowdies. I second-guessed myself there for a second. Came from the Rowdies, so played at this level, was very consistent in the USL, and got an opportunity. Once he stepped up to the MLS, he was very solid and played very solid until more recently with these injuries.
Yeah, Kyle Beckerman's always going to be your #1 central midfielder. Well, he will be for the next little bit. Everton Luisa's arrival put the standard a lot higher.
Burt, just outside the area. He'll clip it in, back post looking for Malcolm. Malcolm tries to settle. It'll cross the touchline, and it'll be a goal kick for Andrew Putna. Putna, 2 clean sheets on the season, 8 goals conceded, and 17 saves. Herman's gonna be in a foot race. Keeper's gonna come there to apply a little pressure, and it'll cross the goal line.
Very confident young Rodriguez in goal for Switchbacks. Reminds me a lot of David Ochoa for the Monarchs RSL. There's a lot of young confidence that runs through them.
Sometimes you got to be careful. The guy gets a little faster and you're in a position like that, able to put it back somewhere in the mix, and you're completely out of goal. Something we saw from David Ochoa last week, a slight mistake from him. Ultimately led to a goal for San Antonio. Hasso able to step up on that one. Puts it up into the seats.
Very, very impressed with this young right back, Yasso. He is a willing runner, but it gets his defensive work done first and foremost. Always a willing runner to overlap as well.
Arriaga back out wide to Mulholland. In the midfield to Portillo. Powder kind of came forward, took the ball off of Palma. Palma's going to have to drop in along the back line.
Share it again. Look for. Move again.
Malcolm. Malcolm tries the back heel. Slightly pushed off by Portillo. Maybe could have been a foul called on Portillo, but no whistle blows. You'll get a replay look at this one.
Could be a little stronger there, but understand he had nowhere to go, but maybe win a foul there.
Arriaga, he'll win it. Arriaga's gonna run at the defense. He'll play it in the box, trying to find Herman. The balls up in the air just have not worked. It's been the through balls that have worked so far for this Monarch side. And shots from distance, of course. Last time these two teams met up was in June, late June, June 22nd, in Colorado Springs. Monarchs walked away with the 2-1 victory after going down early, scored in the 81st and 85th. Portillo and Coffee with the goals, and like I mentioned, a thing of beauty from Portillo in that match. So he'll get the ball. Portillo, former captain for this Monarch side. Really got the promotion this season up to Real Salt Lake. Featured in a few games. One of his first games was a red card. But has been efficient in other games coming in for Real Salt Lake.
Certainly deserved an opportunity to step up to Major League Soccer to see if he could make the grade. He's not let anybody down, apart from that first game against LAFC on the road at Banc of California Stadium, where he got sent off for that.
Hey, that
red
happens
card.
Sometimes, right?
It does. Maybe the nerves and the excitement got the best of him, but he really is a very good player.
Palma's going to take a shot way up and over. But the Monarchs have been confident tonight from distance, so he thought he'd take a try. Monarchs with a handful of names on the bench tonight. Portillo is going to be called for the foul. And he's going to be brought in by David Barry, as you're going to see a look at this one. As he just got there late and definitely got a player.
Adelante. La última. Eso.
Here's Spanish being spoken by both interim head coaches,
Luis.
Harris and Olave. Both MLS veterans, 10+ years. Harris has been interim head coach for the Switchbacks FC since July 1st. Had a decent form. Last game was a rough outing for them, a 4-0 loss at Greater Nevada Fields. In a game where they didn't look comfortable, is the word I would use. Monarchs also lost their last game. San Antonio.
Dale, Cesar.
Ball back to Putna. Putna's gonna quickly see an opening to Powder. Powder's got a lot of turf in front of him. Powder out wide to Palma. Monarchs got numbers going inside the box. Palma's gonna try to find Arriaga. Arriaga picks up his head, finds Mulholland wide. Paso. Mulholland sizes it up, looks to play it in the box, takes a deflection. And Rodriguez will collect.
Yeah, easy for the goalkeeper. Just had to keep his eye on that. Got some three big center backs around him to protect him as well.
Monarchs with 5 shots, 1 on goal. Switchbacks FC, 0 shots so far.
That press has just dropped off slightly now. I think they're quite happy to sit in and try and use this counter-attack, which they have got behind a couple of times, but haven't used it to good enough effect so far.
If you go here, Chris gets the ball.
One of those things, though, that happens if you're pressing and not having tons of success early on, sometimes you drop off purely out of laziness. I'm sure the game plan was not to drop off 33 minutes in. That's Hasso. He's going to make the nice overlapping run. Hasso's going to cut inside. Finds Schmidt, who will get it back. Schmidt goes at Ish. It'll be out for a throw-in. They're on the far side, 35th minute of play. Still knotted up at 0. Arriaga. Way back to Holt.
Come on, Joey. Come on, Joey.
Riding with the diagonal ball, trying to find it into Schmidt. Back to Mulholland. Arriaga. Shot inside the box. Not enough mustard on that one, though.
Didn't quite catch that cleanly enough to trouble Rodriguez.
Celebrating its 10th episode, U.S. soccer legend Landon Donovan and USL San Diego co-owner Warren Smith join Steele Some Time, hosted by Kelsey Steele and Scott Stewart. Get some insight on USL's newest club while catching up on all the latest around the league. Listen on your favorite podcast platform and subscribe today to Steele Some Time. Hosted by Kelsey Steele.
Awesome. Something else I'm going to have to listen to now.
I mean, hopefully you're already listening to the Monarchs podcast.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. I saw the no as you said, of course. Center circle. For David Horst and I. Gonna talk a little Monarchs weekly. Slight plug, is there a bell to ding when you self-promote like that? Portillo, back to riding. We won't plug that you'll be on RSL pregame tomorrow, 6 p.m.
7 p.m.
7 p.m., excuse me. Half an hour. Herman. Out, it'll be a throw in for the Monarchs.
Up, up, up.
This is the time where both teams kind of settled in, Spence. Both teams trying to figure out now what's the best way moving forward to find a goal and get ahead. This Monarchs team so far looks like they're being the more aggressive team, but you got to be careful in situations too aggressive and you open up to counterattacks.
Absolutely, and we've seen it a couple of times already. The Monarchs are trying to move the ball around, trying to work the ball into the box, but if it breaks down, this Switchbacks FC, they are absolutely Johnny on the spot. Very, very quick to get in behind.
Ball's continuing to move for this Monarch side. Arriaga back to Portillo. A little bit of an errant pass, though. Monarchs with a couple guys on the bench that are capable of coming in and changing this game. Julian Vasquez and Michael Chang are two offensive players that are very capable of providing some dynamic offense. Ball up over top. Go out for a goal kick. Also on the bench, Finney in goal. Pena, Brown, and Plua to round out the 6 on the bench tonight for the Monarchs.
A little short on numbers tonight for Monarchs. Been a few injuries around. Obviously, Real Salt Lake playing tomorrow as well.
Injury report. Ricardo Avila, Pepe, out with an ankle injury since early July. Atundi also out with an ankle injury, also serving a red card suspension. It'll be headed away by Holtz. Coffee out as well, and Moberg. And my question, Spence, in a situation like this, who can come off that bench, or who's going to come off that bench and be the game changer? Because at this point, we're moving closer and closer to the end of the first half, and we're still scoreless.
Yeah, the backers looked fine. The midfielders look good. If you're still needing a goal, want to freshen that up. Obviously, Michael Chang is the one that'll stand out, sticks out like a sore thumb being on the bench, to be honest with you. But obviously, Julian Vasquez is also another option for the Monarchs.
Chang, 8 goals, 2 assists on the season. Second in the team on goals, only to Martinez, who's also away.
Not so high, Jordy. Not so high.
Burt will go forward. Dispossessed by the Monarchs. Kind of a team effort. Portillo's going to open up to Arriaga. The younger players for this Monarch side. 40th minute of play. Wide to another young player, Steve Hasso.
So young.
It's not quite Tacoma Defiance young, where they seem to be fielding 16 and 17-year-olds on the regular. Definitely some younger guys on this Monarch side.
A little bit of combination play there between Palmer and Noah Powell. It didn't quite come off, but I like the idea.
Ryden steps up to win it. Holtz trying to find feet in front of him. Combination play there with Tate Schmidt, the Louisville product. One of the 2 great Louisville products in the state of Utah. Donovan Mitchell being the other.
Is that how you pronounce it, though? I thought it was Louisville.
I'm not versed on my southern lingo.
Well, I'm from a foreign country, so I'm just going with what I've heard.
You've got accents. You can make anything sound semi-different, right?
You just mean mispronounced.
I struggle.
Mark.
Portillo.
Come on, Bert.
To Arriaga. Arriaga Schmitz trying to find Herman. And Hasso comes back. The pressure really has been put on Switchbacks FC, now really having to drop in to 2 full banks, unable to really keep anyone that high, as the Monarchs are doing a good job of moving and switching the ball across. No goal to note yet, though.
All right, easy.
Passing's maybe got to get a little crisper for this Monarch side, or maybe a little more creative is the word. Seems pretty decently crisp. There's a long ball there, settled inside the box by Palma, or just outside the box, but a handball.
When you talk about the passing being crisper, obviously this pitch is watered down, but it was so hot out there. It was actually 138 degrees on the pitch. That's what the temperature was saying, so it probably dried out very quickly. You'd expect it to be done at halftime and you might see a little bit more zip in the second half.
Still a very warm evening here in Harriman, Utah. Ryden's going to rise up. He'll win the header. Second ball won by Schweitzer. The pressure applied by the Monarchs. Schweitzer plays it back. Arriaga's going to apply a little pressure, and Rodriguez is going to play keeper ball. Goalie Wars. What was the name of the game that we played as kids? Never played Goalie Wars? All right.
No, I was
never a
into the
keeper
field.
either.
Yeah,
so.
exactly.
But I know that was a game.
To be honest with you, Landon, the older I got, the further back I moved. The goals dried up, and I had to try and stop them instead.
Runs.
The joke with David and I is both of us were just center back, so the goals were never present.
That's all right. You never had it. When you lose it,
yeah.
it's impressive.
I've lost it. Both of us have. Ask David. He might have torn something on this pitch in his last game here. Got kicked out as a coach, tore something on the field as a player. Not here in the booth today. I mean, rough go around for him. Ball inside to Schmidt. Schmidt a little bit of a heavy touch. Back to Portillo. Ryden. Monarchs with the lion's share of possession, but really unable to unlock the defense completely. Shots from distance really have been the only success so far for the Monarchs. See if they can gash some wounds in this Switchbacks FC defense. Palma to Powder. Malcolm with some nice pressure. Didn't know where he was, though. Ball out wide. Schmitz unable to contain. Sometimes his passes got to zig and zag a little bit more. With it being Shark Week, maybe some of these guys got a little action going on, zigging and zagging. Great White style.
Is this another plug
Maybe
for
Seals.
Australia? This is
I
another
don't
plug
know.
for Australia. It is.
It's just Shark Week. It's the great glory of Shark Week. I'm a shark fanatic. Ball played in, headed wide though. Not all the way out. As Ish is gonna play it forward. Paso rises up. Burt settles on the second ball. Burt's gonna go forward. Romero. Challenge down. Opportunity here for the Switchbacks. Portillo's gonna get back. Ball on top of the 18, shot into Putna. As Hunley was the one to take the shot on goal. So you're gonna replay, look at that. It looked like he opened up and maybe had the angle, just put it right at Putna.
Yeah, didn't make clean enough contact to really
Stay inside, do it inside, stay there.
work Andrew Putner in the back there.
Hey, right there.
Would have been the first goal of the season for Matt Hunley. This is the second game of a two-game road trip for Colorado Springs.
Stay with him, Yarrow. Stay with him, Yarrow. Stay with him, Yarrow. Stay with him.
Monarchs back home on their first of two here at Zions Bank Stadium. Schweitzer having a conversation with our center referee, David Barry. All-time series between these two sides, 8-5-1 in the Monarchs' favor. In the last 5 games between these two sides, the Monarchs with the lead 3-2-0. Sides have played quite a bit in their history. Schreiden's gonna play it off, and we'll have no added, or a minute of added time, excuse me. Got caught looking away. And that's all for the first half, and we'll head to the locker rooms tied up at 0. Thoughts and impressions so far of the first half, Spence?
Not a bad first half, but for both teams, to be honest with you. Want to see a little bit more, a little bit crisper passing in the second half, but Monarchs will go in and be quite happy with regards to how they've played.
And an opportunity for both sides maybe to figure out what substitutions can be made as you're seeing players exit the pitch. But we'll bring back our thoughts and maybe some ideas for both head coaches here at halftime here in the next few minutes.
I always discuss with people when I've been to the academies, yes, that's definitely a place that I could see myself working and bring my experience to try and help the academy achieve what it's set out to achieve. The facilities, just everything about the place was what I've been looking for, I guess, what I've been working towards. Started coaching when I was probably 30, so I've been coaching now for 30 years in youth development. Chance came up for me to move to Lincoln City, who at the time was in Division 2, and eventually went full-time as a head of youth, which is an academy manager now. Stayed at Lincoln for 5 years, was quite successful. We had a lot of players in the first team. Sold a number of players to Premier League clubs, sold Jack Hobbs to Liverpool, Scott Lokes to Watford. Spent some time working in the academy at Sheffield United. The Sheffield United at the time got to the final of the FA Youth Cup against Man United, so that was 18,000 people at Bramall Lane. That was a fantastic experience for the players and for the staff. And the chance of a role came up at Double Pass. Applied for the role, took the role, and then started assessing all the clubs in the English Premier League and English Football League, 92 clubs. And I was lucky enough to be offered the role of the project manager for the US assessments, and here I am. My philosophies are similar to the clubs. For me, it's all about helping RSL to be the best development academy in North America. To do that, we need lots of things in place, obviously. There's a structure in place already. I see my role as linking the foundation to the academy in Arizona and then the academy here. It's like a big puzzle and sort of trying to bring it all together. So we're all singing off the same hymn sheet and we're all working towards trying to get as many players in the first team and eventually sell them players on as we can. I started off playing, as everybody did in England, on the park with my friends. Got picked up by my local club, Grimsby Town, as a youngster. They actually told me I was too small to be a pro. And by the time I was 17, I was 5'11". So what I look at now is how could I help myself? So instead of just saying it's a no, I need now to know what I need to do as a player then to be a professional. So I think a lot of it is what I'm going to try and bring here is we need individual plans for each player, and if you're good enough, you're big enough. So for me, technical players are the way forward. If they're technical and they're quick as well, then we're on a winner. So there's lots of good things going on, but what I see in a lot of academies is the same. So sometimes boys get pushed into the first team as a necessity, and then it's a surprise to the manager that actually these are quite good and we keep them in there, but they're always a bit player, they're always on the outside of the squad, if you like. So my role will be to try and make sure that these players go into the first team, they're starters for the first team, and eventually to sell the players on. So the return on investment to help keep the facilities, help keep the academy driving. It's not only to bring finance back into the academy, but them players need to play at the highest level possible. And if the highest level possible is above the MLS and they have to go to Europe or elsewhere, then that should be our job to help them achieve their potential.
America First Credit Union, ensuring the financial health of local families and businesses for 80 years. Tonight's match is presented by Steward Healthcare. Steward, world-class healthcare where you live. Visit steward.org. Mountain America, start preparing for your future today with Picture Perfect savings accounts from Mountain America. They offer term deposits, youth accounts, retirement savings, and more. Visit macu.com. For banking that always puts the best team on the pitch, Zions Bank is for you.
Okay, people, it's Ford Truck Month. And you know what that means. The best deals on America's best-selling trucks for 42 years straight. And with over 28 million sold, isn't it time you joined the stampede?
Now get a Ford F-150 with 0 for 72 financing plus $1,000 trade assist cash, or get over $13,000 in total savings.
Hey, 4 F-150 with 0 for 72 financing plus $1,000 trade assist cash, or get over $13,000 in total savings.
welcome into the beautiful Zions Bank Stadium here in Harriman City. Brody inside the 18. Brody shot and a goal! Andrew Brody.
Blake takes the shot and he hammered it home. Sam Warner, the beauty. From distance, on the way and in! Goal, Las Vegas Lights! And Taylor with a beautiful strike. Are you kidding? Ned will go for goal! Oh my goodness!
Gents, hey, keep moving forward here. I feel like we're close, but it's all about the process. Make sure you're doing the little things right. It's part of the community. I think it's not a mistake that you drive anywhere in the city and you'll see the Red Kickers K. I was certainly honored to play for the club and understand it's just a part of the city.
We're the longest continuously run professional soccer team in the country, which is pretty cool. We had Charleston Battery beat by one day. We played on a Friday night. In '93, they played on a Saturday. We take great pride in that.
There's a really good structure in place, and there has been a really good structure in place for a long time now, even from when I was back here as a youth player. The coaching staff, the culture, the way things are done at the Kickers is at the highest level. Everyone's committed, everyone's 100% in.
We have a really strong locker room and everybody really wants to do well for the club, and they believe in me and believe in the club and respect the history that we have as a club. So it's been a lot of fun so far, just kind of getting this group together.
Back here at the half, checking out some highlights as you see the Luis Palma shot and the beautiful save by Rodriguez, the full stretch there. And then here's Arriaga's shot again, or excuse me, his shot off the woodwork. Let's check out the team of the week for the USL. Couple Western Conference names. See Lacroix, Restrepo, Jones out wide. The player of the week, Miller, for North Carolina, had himself a week. Hernandez, also a Western Conference player. Stephen Miller, player of the week for the USL Championship. Let's check out storylines at the half. And some interesting things to keep an eye on. We've talked about one of these storylines so far, but both teams have interim head coaches. Let's check out the subs to watch, though. Both sides with players that are capable of scoring goals. Mike Seth for Switchbacks FC, 2 goals, 3 assists on the season. And then Michael Chang on the opposite side, 8 goals, 2 assists. And I think he'll be coming on, is what it looked like as we saw that right before things started heating up. And one of the things that I heard, Tate Schmidt on 45 minutes, on his minutes restriction, going to be maybe in action tomorrow night on the bench. But maybe I'm letting something slip. I don't know.
You don't want to be giving it away now,
Yeah,
Landon,
sorry.
But no, it's an opportunity.
Wink, wink.
It's an opportunity to allow him to go to the bench. And Michael Chang, obviously the danger man, went through a very rigorous halftime warm-up.
Yeah, and he's one of those guys, I mean, we've talked about it. All 3 of the leading scorers for the Monarchs were not in the starting 11. Only 1 on the bench. Jack Blake, yellow card suspension. 5 yellow cards, got his game out. Douglas Martinez with Panama.
Dougie Fresh.
Yeah, Dougie Fresh. Dougie Fresh, the man himself. So that leaves it to Michael Chang, and a guy that we've seen play in the middle, where Arriaga's played tonight, and play out wide, where he'll probably start the game as a like-for-like substitution for Tate Schmidt.
Yeah, I mean, he's got no problem taking this team, putting it on his shoulders, and scoring the goals. He is the go-to man. He's the man that everybody looks to have that spark, and I think he can do in the second half.
And he's one of those guys that has been a consistent, one of the best assist men in the USL Championship. I can't remember if he's currently tied or 1 down for the all-time record, but he's right there. A guy that's, though this season, has been finding goals, 8 of them. That's pretty efficient for a winger who's more in his career, more commonly is serving assists than goals.
Absolutely, and it just takes the measure, shows the measure of this player that continues to want to improve himself, and now he's become the main goal scorer for Monarchs.
Let's check out the scores around the USL, the games tomorrow around the USL. No one in action tonight. Tulsa Roughnecks, OKC Energy. New Mexico against Austin Bold. Fresno against the Lights. Timbers against El Paso. And the nightcap, Las Vegas against Phoenix Rising. And Phoenix Rising set the USL Championship record with wins in a current streak, as we're almost underway. As we flip sides, darkness is set in here. But a beautiful Friday evening. Sun, just the color behind the Ochre Mountains to the west. It'll be a kickoff. Excuse me.
Yeah, sorry, Michael Chang does make his appearance to start the second half on this right-hand side, replacing Tate Schmidt.
Looks to be the only substitution for either side. Substitution for Colorado. So we'll get that pulled for you as 11 comes on. Saheed Robinson comes on for Cesar Romero. Saheed Robinson, a Grand Canyon University product. A guy I played against in my career. That's one of the few players still in the USL that I can say I played against. They might have beat us in extra time, but it's all right. I'm not bitter or anything.
And what you'll see now is Switchbacks FC.
No comment on that?
No, just going to a flat back 4. We're going to move on swiftly about your collegiate career. We'll get back to that, I'm sure.
Hasso. I don't know that there's not tons more than just appearances to mention. I don't know that I have a whole ton of assists or goals to my name.
Red cards, yellow cards?
No, well, yep, no. Yellow cards, quite a few. But I was a center back. Take one for the team here and there. I did bike a Saheed Robinson shot off the goal line in the 92nd. Or in the 89th, excuse me, to take it to overtime. Chang is going to get it out wide. Chang, first action on the ball. Chang's going to cut in. Chang still with it, on his feet. Chang cuts back into Portillo. Portillo with a rocket. Looked like a handball, nothing called.
And immediately you see Chang's effectiveness. Very, very good with the ball at his feet. Couldn't get an opening at the back. Very well done by Switchbacks. But you can see they're very, very quick to turn and play others into space.
Cheer the ball.
Powder. To Portillo. Mulholland cuts inside. Mulholland got space in front of him. Mulholland picks up his head. Chip looking for that wide bar. Unable to get it in.
Yeah, he's disappointed in himself, the Englishman. He saw there was another option on, but he decided to take that chip on and see if he can catch Rodriguez off his line.
Rodriguez with the goal kick coming. You're seeing the substitutions. Chang for Schmitz. Robinson for Romero. Both coaches so far using 1 of 3.
Movement.
Herman applying pressure. Robinson able to play it wide. Yarrow's going to move forward. Yarrow cut it back and pull it to Robinson. Robinson, no goals here in 2019, but a guy capable of scoring goals. The Jamaican has some speed. Yarrow clips the ball in, looking Burt there, but Holt rises up higher and wins the header. Kind of the best sequence from the Switchbacks so far. Possession, can they find an opportunity? Shot from distance, not the opportunity they were looking for.
The extra point was good.
Is Ish, puts that one up in between the scoreboard, but over the fence.
Excellent work.
Hasso to Chang. Damien taken out. Looks like a possible yellow card, maybe.
The ref just wants an apology, and that'll be good.
I don't know that it was that tough. I mean, his hands were in the back. But in the second half, this is when referees want to make sure that they've got control of a game. And sometimes the yellow just speaks volumes to just say, hey, I'm here, I'm in control. But David Barry's able to do that with his words. And we'll have a reset coming from the Monarchs.
Watubaye giving the referee an apology.
Watubaye, not a name we've called a ton yet so far.
Come, Hunley, you can come.
Holtz with the ball in the midfield. Able to head it over to Ryden. 70-30 possession from the Monarchs. 8 shots, 2 on goal for the Monarchs. 1 shot and 1 on goal for Switchbacks FC. Ball out wide, gonna be cut off by Ish. Settled with the chest though. Ball up over top. Robinson's gonna try to open up the wheels. Put the foot on the gas pedal. Slightly getting older though, so maybe the wheels aren't as quick nowadays, but he definitely was a guy that had speed in college.
Come on, do it.
Ryden plays it wide to Chang. Chang settles nicely. Chang with a nice touch. Chang's gonna play the big switch over to Arriaga. Powder's gonna keep it there though. Hasso. Arriaga, I think he was trying to chip that slightly over. Unable to completely do so. Mulholland on the ball. To Arriaga. Herman inside, but the touch gets away from him.
Nice movement from Monarchs again, trying to open this back line up of the Switchbacks.
Malcolm. Push slightly from Powder. Switchbacks FC with possession though. Mulholland there battling. Mulholland's gonna walk away with it, but a foul called. And the Monarchs will have the reset. 53rd minute of play as you'll get a replay. Look at that one. Mulholland steps in, wins the ball, and then's fouled from behind.
Come Ish. Come on, Nick.
Portillo calling for it. All inside to Chang.
No turn. Come on, Nick.
The Monarchs will quickly try to open it up. Going wide to Powder. Palma. Now's when the big switches are coming for the Monarchs, from side to complete side. Chang's gonna run at the defense. He'll run at Yarrow. Cuts in, still with it at his feet, but unable to find someone and be dispossessed. And Bert's gonna open it up wide to Malcolm.
Open again.
Bert. And it will be kept in nicely by the Switchbacks. Hunley, he's going at the defense. He's outside the area, takes a shot, and he went from midfield stripe all the way to the top of the 18 and got a shot off, and you can hear Matt Glazer saying it's too easy.
It was too easy, and you know, if he gave himself a little bit more composure there, he may have got that on target, but that was skewed horribly wide, and Monarchs are let off there.
Chang, space in front of him. Herman making a run up top. Monarchs with their subs up and moving around. Switchbacks FC yet to get their bench up moving. Ball forward looking for Herman, but cut off. Both teams with substitutions left. Hard challenge between Schweitzer and Portillo. Schweitzer a little slow to get up. Additional attacking options for Coach Harris, Seth and Dorsey, as well as Boone. Monarchs have a couple additional attacking players. Vasquez and Brown, the two attacking players left on the bench for the Monarchs. 55th minute of play. Live on ESPN+. Powder shows some grit there. Chang's gonna get it. No one's moving completely forward though, so has to slow it up. Arriaga back to Mulholland. The movement's really slowed down from both sides. Monarchs were playing the big switch, less moving off the ball, but that's something that's lacking here in the last 5 minutes or so from this Monarch side.
Still warm outside, so maybe they are just trying to pace themselves a little bit. But if they want to get ahead, they really need to start to put the onus on Switchbacks and putting that pressure on the back line. It is Monarchs for the taking so far, but Switchbacks will be incredibly happy with the way it's going.
We've got players still down for the Monarchs. Mulholland. Contact, maybe?
He's got a pointing to his eye.
So you'll get a replay look at that. Didn't look to be anything there unless he just got something in his eye. Maybe just some of those black beads popping up. Possibly one in the eye. As he's getting a quick
just
eye
needs to blow on
exam.
it. Just needs to blow on it. That's what your mom does.
She also kisses it better.
Exactly.
I don't think that's going to happen.
My mom used to put magic spit on it, so I don't know. That's not right.
Is that the equivalent of magic spray?
Apparently, it is in England. I call that child abuse now. Yes.
Not legal in 50 states is what you meant to say?
Exactly.
This will be an extended water break. This conversation's going on. Like we mentioned, Four Corners Cup tonight between these two sides.
Josh.
And a fan run award and trophy, which is one of those fun things. I mean, we talk about it at the MLS level. There's a few of those, you know, specifically between Real Salt Lake and the Rapids.
That's smart. Don't fall
But here at
asleep.
this
Hey.
level, the Four Corner teams, their supporters groups have created. Wasatch Legion, have to give them a shout out as always.
Absolutely.
Do a great job of supporting this side.
Read it, shit.
If I'm not mistaken, the Trailheads, Colorado Springs. Burt. He's going to try to open up, trying to find Robinson. Ryden's going to be called for the foul, though. 58th minute of play. All reset. Here's Robinson. Still down.
Hey, he's not happy.
So we have a reset coming. Quickly taken by the Switchbacks. Robinson up running. Looks to be all right. Powder defending him. Burt was almost there in a situation where he was going to have a decent opportunity.
He's coming. Now this is you. This is you. Yes, on. Good. Easy doing. Singer.
Looked like if that ball would have held up a little longer, Chang might have had a run forward. I know Chang maybe is not at 100% though. So that's some of those challenging spots for an attacking player. Want to open up at full throttle, but maybe probably shouldn't, as we're only in 60.
Yeah, you can tell there's
60th minute.
You can tell there's some frustration there from Michael Chang. He made that run. Looks like he wanted to get the beating of Ish.
Yes.
The ball didn't arrive.
Yes. Get your head up, Ish. Get your head up, Ish. Hold it, Burt. Hold it, Burt.
Holt able to win it. Ball gonna bounce around. Ryden plays it to Mulholland. Ooh, right to Malcolm. Giveaway coming, and an opportunity maybe for the Switchbacks. Numbers inside the box. Robinson sees Malcolm at the top of the 18. Malcolm picks up his head, tries to play a little give and go. Back out wide to Robinson. Robinson unable to corral it, but he'll play it inside the box. Hasso there to clear it away. Not completely though. Inside the box still. And Powder's gonna smartly play it across the end line.
Safety first there from the fullback. It was a good little passage of play as Ish got into the box, rode the challenge from Yasu, swung that towards the back post, but taking no chances there, the Trinidad and Tobago and International.
Ish will step out to take the corner kick. He'll swing it in with his left foot. Numbers forward for the Switchbacks. Swung inside the box, punched momentarily away, still inside the box. Cut away, Schweitzer at the top of the area. Monarchs do a good job to win that one away. They've got numbers. Arriaga's out wide. Arriaga, he'll run at the defense. Arriaga's gonna slow it up though. There wasn't enough in front of him. Palma trying to curl it in.
It was a good break from the Monarchs. It was just 2 against 4 at that moment in time. Obviously, Arriaga's looking for a little bit more support and they just couldn't catch up with them both.
Justin Portillo tonight, 3 shots, 2 key passes, and 34 passes on the opponent's half.
Come on.
Most for either team. Reeves leading the Switchbacks FC with 27 passes. Stats provided tonight by Connor McKenna, as always. Recently had a birthday.
Come on. You're good.
43 has never looked so good.
Up.
Definitely not that old. Just got his driver's license. Like to give Connor a good time. He's in the room next to us listening. Get updates and alerts all year long by following your club on ESPN.com. Search for the Monarchs and click follow to keep up with the latest news and scores, plus reminders on the Monarchs' next home match. Go to ESPN.com now and click follow for your club. Hunley's going forward. Hunley inside the box, cut off nicely by Holt as he went to ground.
Again, another poor turnover by the Monarchs when they're on the attack, and a very quick counter-attack by the Switchbacks.
Settled by Palma, but the dangerous play as his studs might have been up.
Move the ball. Squeeze.
Burt into Schweitzer. 63rd minute, still scoreless. But you have to wonder, at what point does Hamas and Alave make change number 2? Maybe with a guy like Julian Vasquez trying to bring on some more attack.
Well, with, 27 plus change when it comes to injury time, this might be another ideal time to freshen things up. But again, it's still looking neat at times by the Monarchs as they attack again.
Settled by Palma. David Barry's walking back, having a conversation or looking at something. Looking at Yarrow, who is down behind the back line of the Monarchs. Or excuse me, Ish. As Joshua Mills was back checking on him, our 4th official. Looks like that next sub for the Monarch side is going to be the player we've been talking about. Julian Vasquez. He'll be coming on shortly. Making his 3rd appearance, all as a substitute. 55 minutes of soccer played, no goals, no assists. But a lot of RSL fans will remember a screamer of a goal that he had in the preseason for Real Salt Lake. Also spent some time with Mexico's youth national team, scored some goals there.
Abdul. Open up, Ish.
Chang checking in a little bit further into the center of the park. Looks like he might be sitting in the 10 now. Might have moved Ariag out wide.
Stay right there, honey. Right there, honey. Right there. Good. Here we go. Come in.
Ball Hans. Ooh, nice little turn there. He had Burt turned. Chang's gonna run forward. Ball going to be too far out in front of him. Rodriguez will collect. But that's something you're probably going to see as Chang sits more in the midfield. He's going to try to open up in situations.
Definitely a little bit more
right and pushed from behind. A foul by the Switchbacks. Continue your thoughts, sorry.
Yeah, just a little bit more route 1 where Michael Chang with that speed through the middle coming from deep. You're definitely going to see that a little more.
Open. Come on, George.
I do have to say I was correct on trailheads. I went back to question myself. But we do appreciate both supporters groups. I know they don't get enough love. If you're a fan out there and haven't heard of your supporter group for your local club, please check them out. I know the Trailheads have an awesome group and some awesome people there. The Wasatch Legion here for the Monarchs.
Certainly make plenty of noise. Make it fun for everybody in the stadium. It's such a fun atmosphere in Zions Bank Stadium.
And you know, knowledgeable fans, oftentimes supporter groups have very knowledgeable fans, and that's really something that changes the game here in the U.S. As fans get more into the game, understand it more, fall in love with these players as that substitution is going to happen. Vasquez is going to come on for Luis Palma.
It's also an opportunity to see these young players before they step up, potentially playing for Real Salt Lake in Major League Soccer. This is very, very exciting. It's something that I'm massively into back home in England, watching the under-23s and hoping to see the local lads come through and graduate to the full side.
And one of those things is when you check out these guys, there's always a guy that has potential. That's why they're out here on the field. There's always a guy with a dream. You know, he wants to play at the next level, and that's the hope and wish of every one of these players. And I'd be shocked if you didn't see maybe a few players for either of these sides stepping up here in the future.
Stay in the hole, Jordan, right there. You're going too far.
Herman goes forward, taken out. Hasso comes in.
Don't slide over that much.
Hasso's going to be warned.
Jordy, don't slide that far. Stay more central. We've got that. Abdul. Short. Move again. Play it, Abdul. Play him. Showing the holes. Jordy, showing the holes.
Ryden applying pressure there. Burt goes down. No foul called. Schweitzer trying to play it wide to Malcolm. Malcolm with head checked back.
No advantage.
You're hearing commentary from the bench. No advantage being played.
You can see now with the Monarchs set up, they've gone from that 4-2-3-1. They've gone more of a 4-4-2 as you see two guys up top now with Hernan and Michael Chang.
Uh-oh. Shot to the lower region.
In the unmentionables.
You know, we were talking about Brian Dunseth earlier. We have to say happy anniversary to him. 13 years, married to his wonderful wife. He's not listening. For sure he's not. Better not be.
It's anniversary. If he is, then Mrs. Dunseth's not going to be impressed.
70th minute of play, still scoreless. Second corner of the match coming for the Switchbacks. And this is an important time, Spence, to make sure you have your marks. Where you've had possession, where you've kind of had the run of things. Ryden's still getting figured out.
It is absolutely.
He's getting married soon, so he needs to get that worked out.
But you definitely got to get your marks. With 20 minutes to go, this would be devastating to concede right now.
Short corner. Ball played inside the box, cleared away by Mulholland. Schweitzer plays it back to Rodriguez. Ball out wide. Yarrow. To Burt.
Look wide for Hunley more often. Look wide for Hunley more often.
Yarrow. Tune into ESPN News on August 7th at 8 p.m. local time for Wednesday Night Soccer, featuring two sides fighting to get back above the playoff line. Sacramento FC and host Las Vegas Lights FC as the playoff battle heats up with a critical 3 points on the line. See it all August 7th at 8 p.m. Wednesday Night Soccer on ESPN News. Ball out wide, it'll be a throw-in for the Monarchs. Under 20 minutes, some change left in this one. Back heel there for the Monarchs. Vasquez goes down maybe a little lightly. Ryden rises high to win the ball. Out wide to Powder. Holt back to Ryden. Trying to call for players to check into him. Nothing there. He'll play it wide.
Slide, slide.
One substitution remaining for Hamas and Olave. 2 for Colorado Springs. Who will find the game winner and take 3 points in this match? Herman's gonna get it. He's gonna look forward, tries to go forward. Looks like it'll be a corner kick for the Monarchs. Oh, goal kick. It's the AR on the near side. Overrides the AR here on the near side.
Showing the hole, showing the hole, showing the hole. One up, one arm on.
Robinson. Cut off by Chang. Chang's gonna get back. Chang's gonna run at the defense. Back to Portillo. Portillo's gonna get it back. Vasquez out wide. Julian Vasquez. Shot in a deflection. Mulholland's gonna battle with Malcolm.
Look at Saeed, man. Look at man.
Ball's gonna roll. Kept in though.
Look again, Ish.
By Ish.
Turn, man on now.
To Burt.
Early, George. Show for it.
Nice job by Ish there to keep it away from Chang. The Monarchs are gonna win possession. Chang's gonna get it. Chang going forward. Chang inside the box. Chang trying to find Herman. Mulholland's gotta love the crab walk there.
Doing everything he can to get that ball and keep the attack alive.
Julian from distance, pushed wide. A decent opportunity there. As it maybe looked like it kind of knuckled as it dipped. So we're gonna replay look at that one.
Again, given a little bit of time and space there, gets it out of his feet. Nice strike, but a nice solid save. Pushed that wide by Rodriguez and was able to get back, get up and get the rebound.
74th minute of play. Monarchs continue to press to try to get all 3 points here at home. Holtz able to win that. Complaints coming from the bench saying he's not looking at the ball.
No nonsense
Being
from
resourceful.
him.
To win the ball, Mulholland gets it out wide. Mulholland into Herman. And Arriaga.
Hold it.
Maybe needed an inch or two more.
Open shed.
Switchbacks FC cross the midfield stripe. Burt clips it over to Hunley. And Hasso smells blood in the water and attacks quickly to cut that one off. Crowd's starting to get riled up here. Sensing something needs to happen. Ish to Malcolm. Malcolm with a nice turn. Malcolm goes at Hasso. And it's gonna go out for a throw-in for the Switchbacks. Substitution will be coming here momentarily for the Switchbacks. Hunley, cut off by Chang. Herman, and a shot. Curling and ambitious at best.
Ton of frustration from the interim head coach, Harris. Wanted his sender back to find a different option and not try from 35 yards out. It's a bit of a rollicking.
Tucker Boone. Just going to check into this match here momentarily. Nice little turn by Arriaga. Held up, not sure why the foul couldn't have been called in a situation like that. Ish going forward. Flags up, but a substitution's coming. Monarchs were going to try to go quickly, but Boone's going to be coming on for Malcolm, I believe.
Faded did Malcolm over the in the second half, but he was certainly the danger man in the first half. He was the outlet for Switchbacks.
Board needs to be shown again. I think he has no clue that he's supposed to be coming off. Malcolm and Robinson having a conversation over there. Tucker Boone, Air Force Academy. After 4 years there, started 67 of the 81 games, recording 25 goals and 22 assists during his time there. Athletic Conference Player of the Year. A semi-finalist in his senior year for the Harriman Trophy. Mac Harriman Trophy for the best player in college soccer. Alave's not too happy about the time wasting. Those things that it did take almost 2.5 minutes for that substitution to completely play out. Maybe I'm a little exaggerating. It felt like it wasn't quite 2.5 minutes, but it was a long little substitution. Chang, he's gonna go at Ish. Chang sizes him up. Chang cuts in. Chang to Mulholland, trying to get the return pass.
Give it to him, Ish! Get your head up, Ish!
Ish is there.
Get out the fucking way!
Referee gets in the way. An opportunity to re-given to the Switchbacks. Ball out wide. Numbers inside the box. Ball out in front. And a missed opportunity there for the Switchbacks. Burt, all he had to do was find Dewig, who was in alone as Holt had to press out wide.
Yeah, wonderful opportunity. Gets around the back. But the ball was just a couple of yards too far ahead. And a massive let-off for the Monarchs.
Chang, this is where you need some speed in this game. Someone who's going to press that back line of the Switchbacks. Putna is going to put it high and long. Herman with the battle. Burt will win the header. Hudley's going to foul Hasso. Free kick Monarchs. Fans, the USL unveiled its elite youth platform, USL Academy. This allows clubs at levels across the USL to develop its local youth and compete at the highest level across the United States, including the USL Academy Cup. For more information, visit uslsoccer.com/academy. Saheed Robinson going in, cut off by Kaylin Ryden, the captain. Corner kick coming for the Switchbacks, their third of the half and of the game.
Emerson Love turned away in disgust as Monarchs again turned over in a good position in midfield.
Ish trots out to take the corner kick. 81st minute of play, still scoreless. Free kick coming for the Switchbacks. Numbers in and around the keeper. Schweitzer makes a late run. Bodies tangle inside the box. Schweitzer cut off by Herman. That'll be a throw in for the Switchbacks. A little bit of a mess inside the box. I don't know that there was any calls for PKs.
No, I thought it might have gone the other way. I thought there was some climbing on top of one of the Monarchs players.
Throw in there, settled by Hundley. Back to Schweitzer. Vasquez on his horse. Vasquez able to cut it off. Julian Vasquez, he's going forward. Vasquez in, shot, just wide. But I think he had his hand up for a second. Looked like he was riding him all the way.
Great break, but he did have the opportunity as he sees him. He just looks to his right-hand side.
Hands were all over Vasquez. It had been one of those tough ones to call because multiple things would have had to happen if you called that play. It is the last man, so it's a red card. I just don't think you call that is what I'm getting at. A missed opportunity there for the Monarchs. But you did mention Herman was there running as well. Here comes a yellow card shown to Rodriguez in the 83rd minute of play.
Hey!
Hasso rises high. Ball forward, Herman. He's gonna provide chase. And a foul will be called. What's Abaye? Goes down. That looked more shoulder to shoulder than the Vasquez one. It'll be cut off though. Vasquez running forward, tries to find Arriaga.
Nice idea by the young RSL man, Monarchs man. Got a couple of minutes off the bench is Vasquez for RSL.
Robinson, wide to Hundley. Hundley's gonna go at Hasso. Hundley shot pushed wide, just barely deflected by Putna. Fourth corner of the match for Colorado. It's gonna come from this near side.
Not had a ton to do for Andrew Putna, but that's just a testament to his concentration levels, that he's still in this game with 84 minutes gone.
Hundley-ish inside the box, still there, and Powder will clear. It'll be a throw-in. Switchbacks applying some pressure in the last few. They're trying to steal 3 points here at Zions Bank Stadium.
Certainly there for the taking.
Ball in the box to Robinson, flicked on. Shot, and wide. Looked from this angle like it was gonna be a lot closer than it was. 85th minute. Monarchs gonna quickly get the ball into play. "12 shots, 3 on goal for the Monarchs. 6 shots, 2 on goal for Switchbacks. Possession 66-34 Monarchs.
Yes.
Switchbacks gonna make their final substitution here in a moment. Big switch there from the Monarchs. Portillo plays it wide to Vasquez. He settles, sizes up the defense, goes towards the touchline. He's gonna play it back in the box. Herman finds the back of the net. His shirt comes off and all. First professional goal. Damian Herman. At least he has a six-pack to show off, right?
Superb. I mean, he's wearing the sports bra though, so it kind of takes away from the
pulling
beauty
a
of
Landon
that.
Donovan in tribute to Brandy Chastain.
And yes, absolutely. I mean, but great work again by the other substitute there. Number 27, Julian Vasquez, down that left-hand side, gets a lovely ball in. Down the corridor of uncertainty for the goalkeeper, doesn't know whether to come or go, gets into the center, and Herman gets his forehead on that first goal for the Monarchs, and they lead with about 3 minutes to go.
First professional goal for Damian Herman. San Diego State and Grand Canyon University product, as he's saying, why do I have to see yellow?
Smiling about it, knowing full well it's coming, but he's smiling about it.
First professional assist for the Monarchs for Julian Vasquez. And he's a guy that's a local kid.
Yeah.
From the Logan area. The Switchbacks are gonna make their final substitution, bring on Dorsey. Logan Dorsey is gonna come on for Ish. Looks like Switchbacks are gonna try to throw some offense forward, see if they can get one back.
Understandable, put 3 at the back there, try and get another guy up top, put some pressure on this back line for Monarchs.
Portillo cuts it off. Portillo gets it wide to Vasquez. Vasquez going forward.
Open and go.
Monarchs have to be careful with numbers. Teams throw players forward. You've got to keep possession.
You expect your experienced central midfielder there and Luke Mulholland not to lob that on, put his foot on the ball and look at his surroundings.
And if you're going to lob it on, completely clear lines and dump it to the corners to allow your team to get up. Chang's going to come up this right flank. He's going to play it into Arriaga. Arriaga's got all the time in the world to play it wide to Vasquez. Vasquez trying to find Herman. Herman inside the box, falling. Finds it back to Chang, though. Chang's going to get it back. Chang tries a cheeky little chip there.
Come on, Dorsey, come on, Dorsey.
Someone's got to take a shot. Especially as numbers are forward for the Switchbacks. Monarchs with 510 passes compared to 310 for the Switchbacks.
Come, honey, come, all the way. Up.
Hasso into Portillo to Chang. Chang settles, gets around the defense. He's inside the box, going towards the touch line and cut off nicely by Reeves. Who did a good job to stay in front of Michael Chang.
Used his body well, did the big Switchbacks centre back.
Hey, drop in.
Vasquez into Portillo.
Open your body. Open your body.
Portillo wide to Chang. They're going to let the Monarchs have those flanks, especially with only 3 in back.
Come on, Royale, get closer.
Chang's going to get it back. Smartly doesn't need to go forward. He's going to hold possession.
Come on, Sai.
Hasso splits the defense. Hasso running at goal. Hasso to Arriaga. Arriaga held up Hasso. Still wondering. Monarchs bench looking for the PK.
Certainly looked like he got taken out as he pirouetted.
French being spoken on the bench. 90th minute of play. Stoppage time being announced here shortly. Calls for the penalty kick from the bench. Ryden's going to push out wide. He's able to cut it off. It'll be a corner kick as 3 minutes of stoppage time has been announced.
1 minute, 1 second.
5th corner kick coming.
And this is the time where fatigue starts to set in, Landon, and you really do have to. This is more about concentration and making sure that you're goal side, getting your marks correct.
Ball inside the box. No one home. Herman pushing forward. Herman and Schweitzer battle. It'll be a throw-in for the Switchbacks. You heard that right in front of the mic. Schweitzer wanted to make sure that one was coming for him. Dorsey getting his first touches. He's dispossessed. Mulholland, ooh, beautiful little skill check there.
Done that a couple of times tonight, has Mulholland.
on the far side. Ball coming across to Vasquez. Vasquez! The touch went long.
Just came off of his shin, just as he controlled it, and took it away from the goal.
You just thought he was going to find the back of the net there, as we're going to get a replay. Look, beautiful ball there from Herman. Takes a skip up, hits the shin, and goes wide.
The first touch was beautiful.
Yeah. Monarchs trying to find the nail to put in the coffin. Vasquez is popping up. I think the trainer ever officially came on. He went around the goal. So they'll go check him out. A couple players getting water. Imagine we're going to go past this 3 minutes plus.
Much to the annoyance of Hamas and Alave downstairs.
Corner kick coming. Portillo's there. He's going to play the big switch to Chang. Not something you see very often from a corner kick. Chang going to go to the corner. He's going to try to kill this one off and see if the Monarchs can end up with all three. Gonna throw in for the Monarchs.
Good work by the winger, Michael Chang.
He's come on and been a very good addition to the game. Even call him a super sub. Herman has put in 90 minutes of work, though.
Tireless.
At this rate, will be the man of the match. Arriaga, good little skill check there. Monarchs doing a good job to keep it in the corner. Chang's gonna be called for the foul, but that's 90 minutes of soccer. And the Monarchs are gonna walk away with all 3 points tonight.
Really good effort. I mean, they stuck to the task in the second half, a lot more possession. They were able to just continue the trend in the first half, stayed patient, and they got the reward with just 5 minutes to go.
Monarchs with the clean sheet. Andrew Putna is going to move to having 3 clean sheets on the season, and he was effective tonight. Didn't get called upon too many times. I know he had a fingertip save here in the second half, but did his job, and the defensive back four did really well tonight.
Yeah, a ton of it is down to goalkeeping. When you have long stretches of possession, is your concentration levels. And as you say, he's already had a fair few games in Major League Soccer, so you know that he's capable, and he's done very, very well tonight, along with the rest of the back line.
And one of the things that will do well for him is minutes and a clean sheet. An opportunity to show that he's capable and get some time in the net.
Yeah, massive opportunity to keep fresh, keep on top of things. As you see these goalkeepers start to rotate behind Nick Raimondo in his last season with Real Salt Lake, there is an opportunity with these players to maybe stake a claim as not only as the solid number 2 for next season in 2020, but an opportunity to stake a claim as number 1.
Monarchs going to move to 9-7-4 on the season, 31 points. Switchbacks FC going to move to 6-14-2. And stay in that 16th position. We're going to throw it to a quick break and be back with our final thoughts here of this match and what's coming ahead for this Monarch side. America First Credit Union, ensuring the financial health of local families and businesses for 80 years. Tonight's match is presented by Steward Healthcare. Steward, world-class healthcare where you live. Visit steward.org. Mountain America. Start preparing for your future today with Picture Perfect savings accounts from Mountain America. They offer term deposits, youth accounts, retirement savings, and more. Visit macu.com. For banking that always puts the best team on the pitch, Zions Bank is for you.
A lot can happen when your sidekick is a dog.
I got this.
That's why you use Zelle in the Mountain America app. It makes sending and receiving money fast and easy, so Kicker and I can keep the adventure going.
Zelle is now in the Mountain America mobile app. Quickly send and receive money from almost anyone with a bank account in the U.S.
Kicker, my sleeping bag.
I've got this.
All with the convenience and security of the Mountain America app.
For the past 42 years, and with over 28 million sold, more people have put their hard-earned money on a Ford F-Series truck than any other pickup in America. Yeah, I'd say that's money well spent. It's Ford Truck Month, America. Time to join the stampede.
Now get a Ford F-150 with 0 for 72 financing plus 1,000 trade assist cash, or get over $13,000 in total savings.
Welcome into the beautiful Zions Bank Stadium here in Harriman City. Brody inside the 18. Brody shot and goal! Andrew Brody.
Blake takes the shot and he hammered it home.
An 86-minute goal by Damian Herman was the difference tonight, as you're seeing a replay look at that as he heads it into the corner of the nets. His first professional goal, and what a way to do it. 86-minute ends it, gets 3 points for the team. Sure, he's riding high.
Definitely the man of the match for us in the booth here, Damian Hernan. Very, very good, very busy all night long. And you have to give a little special shout out to Julian Vasquez as well, his first professional assist on that as well.
First for both sides and 3 points, and that's important. I know both guys will echo in post-game interviews. It really wasn't about that moment. Yes, it feels good, and sometimes it's getting that monkey off the back, right? Stepping away, not having to worry about when my first is coming.
Absolutely. I mean, this is huge for them both. It takes a little bit of pressure off, but I think also the introduction of Michael Chang took a lot of attention away from the other side of the field, and they took full advantage of that.
Yeah, and you have to take note when a guy has eight goals and 2 assists and steps onto the pitch on the right side. I know those adjustments were made. Monarchs almost found their second with Julian Vasquez. And really, this side looked pretty complete. Didn't look super creative at all times, but honestly, were able to do what they needed to do to get 3 full points.
Very, very patient, and that was the key to tonight's game. Obviously, it was a little bit frustrating at times, but they didn't go away from their philosophy of trying to move the ball around, try to pull that back line, a very, very good back line for Switchbacks tonight around, and they did so eventually.
Monarchs are going to move to the top of the table on the Four Corners Cup. Now with that win, they're also now undefeated continually and at Pups on the pitch night. Man, I couldn't get that out. So that's kind of neat. Let's check out some upcoming games for the Monarchs and see how that schedule looks. Next week, back home here against Tulsa. Then on the road at Fresno and Orange County, as well as OKC. Then that kind of rounds out August, and then against Las Vegas Lights and against the Galaxy. So all those games, 8 p.m. kickoffs, except for the September 4th game against Las Vegas Lights. Monarchs have a doable schedule coming up, and they have to take confidence in this. Last week, they lost a game 3-1. Coming back tonight, gutted out a 1-0 win, and that's something you have to do, especially at home.
Definitely. It will give everybody a massive jolt of confidence after that tough loss last week. Coming back home, it's very, very comfortable here. The crowd behind them, and they put on a show tonight, even if it didn't result in a ton of goals.
Monarchs with the 1-0 victory over the Colorado Springs Switchbacks. From our wonderful camera team and production crew, Spencer Warren, Landon Southbrook, and we'll catch you next week.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.